Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the Big Bird argument coloring right here. As you see right here is the coloring of me, and then along right here is you got the Cookie Monster, and with the Cookie Monster is I went ahead and it's like added details. So you got the cookie right here. So thank you for the Cookie Monster. It's talking about this whenever we're younger, that a lot of times that we have those fights. And a lot of times is that I guess whenever we get older we still have fights too, but on the other hand too is talking about with argument is talking about the times to whenever we start having issues about it's like it could be it's like could be friends issues, or it could be family issues, or something like that, but basically talking about is that with issues, it's like if you're going to have issues, and a lot of times is you're going to have arguments, but I remember that of course a lot of the times that with the arguments that occur, or due to the fact because something is that not working out the way that other person wants it to work out, or disappointed about something, or due to the fact that they want it done their own way, but of course, on the other hand, too, that we can also think about it is like it's like with the Cookie Monster right there. It's like really, if the Cookie Monster wants his cookies, whole or 1/3 of a serving or anything like that. But you got right here is for Big Bird, and then right here is talking about with me is like with it's like baby picture of me. It's like thinking that would be me at about 3.5, 4 years old, something like that. Yeah, I think maybe 1 year old, something like that. But anyway, but you have right here is me right here sitting, see on a chair. It's like on a little cedar it is. But this right here will be like a coloring of me, standing. It's like standing. It's inside of the living room there, in the photo right there, that I could be like watching TV or reading a magazine or something like that. But other than that you have right here is talk about for Big Bird argument. Is with most kids, if they would be watching Sesame Street, it is that is like you'll be arguing about is like what time the show comes on, and then of course about that who gets to watch what you say on the TV. But I remember that of course had a Sesame Street lamp. If I remember in my bedroom, and I remember that lamp. I remember that I had a lamp in my bedroom before I got my own TV in my own bedroom. It was, but guy right there is me right there, and then of course is add some details to the background right here. Is you say is you got say the carpeting about right here. Say the carpeting right here, and then of course right here is the hallway. But you see, let's just say you got a little bit of carpeting right here. But basically, talk about for Big Bird argument is the times for whenever people have their issues about stuff going on, that a lot of times that they tend to have conversations about, and then more likely that they would not come up to an agreement on whatever that they are discussing. And a lot of times people wonder that really, if we have anything better to do, can't we all just grow up? It's like, don't we have anything better to do other than to be arguing about some situations where we can be working together? And some people may think that it's not as easy as what you think it is. But on the other hand too, that we can also think about, it's like for Big Bird argument, it's talking about is like you got right here. It's like a little puzzle right here, puzzle maze. And let's just say to draw like a little rubber band, your little figure right here. It's like you have it to where you swap back and forth, and you swap back and forth. It's like you had the argument, and then all of a sudden it goes up and down, up and down into a swerve. You got the rubber band, it does a swerve. And then you got right here is like it does another swerve down on the bottom, maybe a horizontal. It is horizontal, and then from the left to the right, you'll do like a little bow little figure right here. You're gonna have, and then it starts getting out of hand. Starts getting out of hand, and then gradually, and then after that, and then gradually, then it starts coming together again. Other than that, you got right there. It's like with the puzzle right here. It's like with the little puzzle maze right here. Talking about it's like with the maze. Like, oh, what direction did you come from? But other than that, is that you have right here is if you were to do like a little maze, it's like somebody wants something done their own way, and then you have that, shade that right there, and then this other person wants to have their little Lego, say, building graph, or what do you say, their artwork done their own way, and you have somebody that it's like wants to step in and get the problem solved, and then and the other person wants to get the problem solved, and then they go this direction, and then see here, they go that direction, and then they go that direction, until all of a sudden it's like, in what direction did you come from? But other than that, it's like you got with these different shapes right here. A lot of times people will probably say that with most arguments, if you're going to agree or disagree with something, and a lot of people will probably say that really, you don't have to agree on whatever the whole conversation's about. More likely they say that, well, if you don't agree with me, then you're going to the timeout chair, or whatever you call it. And I'm sure that a lot of times, a lot of teachers use that phrase in kindergarten. It is that, if you don't agree with the rest of the class, then you go to the timeout chair, or whatever you call it. But you get, or you just miss recess, or you had to spell, you had to spell your miss it. If you cheat on a test, then you're going to have to go to the office or whatever. But other than that, is that you have right here is like with the little maze. But other than that, is it talking about coming to an agreement that we could probably think about, is that our issues is talking about is that like using like a little maze right here as example, that it's like everybody's going their all what you call their own separate direction as what they want to do. But then on the other hand too, that to work it out with the whole piece of the puzzle right here is to work it out to where if it's a rubber band, or if it's going to be like a squiggly bow, or to say is talking about is to make it all whole, is to solve the problem, you say, is to that the artistic puzzle. That artistic puzzle will be is like you have right here is to build it, and then to build it all in whole. So you build it all in whole right there. You got the square, and then you got the circle. But other than that, it's like you have it trying to match the shape. Other than that, it's like other than like talking about, it's like a dance with the rubber band or anything like that. Is they have it to where everybody can come up to an agreement. And with that agreement, you could probably think about that really, that symbol right there, that symbol right there, you probably think of with that same symbol down with the bow, is that with that same symbol right there could also represent, it's like for maybe group hug or anything like that. Or of course with that symbol right there could also represent, it's like, well, that more likely any type of symbol like that would more likely it could represent the fact about that either any type of a face paint that you want to do, or maybe that anything that new that you get, that you can know that whoever gets whoever gets the longest line of the string, or whoever gets the longest string, it's like each cut one, one, if you get the longest one or something like that, then more likely that you're in first place or anything like that. But anyway, so far as way of settling things between agree and disagree, is talking about is like with agree or disagree. That a lot of times it's like, that we all would agree to come up with a decision about, what we want to do so far as solving a problem. And then for disagree, more likely would be is like, hey, like I don't think you even look good in pink or anything like that. But then on the other hand too, that you could probably think about is that you color in a little bit, detail right here of the shirt. Color in a little bit of detail right here of the shirt, and then go ahead and add a little bit of a light green right here. So to give me that what you call that little just like sporty type shirt. It's like you add some designs right here for the shirt. It's like for how what you. But I remember that a lot of times it was either over the TV or maybe a TV show or anything like that. But other than with Big Bird, it's like with the symbol so far as like for group hug right here. It's like this could also represent for group hug. It's like you'll come together for a puzzle. It's like for group hug. It's to know. And then with Big Bird. With Big Bird, it's like, what direction did you come from? Other than that, it's like yeah, I look better. I look better with my pants on short, or anything like that. Or it could be like, hey, that's my cookie. That's my cookie, and you take off. You keep your hands off of it. Like, I don't want your germs on. I don't want your germs on my cookie, or I don't want your germs on my candy bar. That's my candy bar. But other than that, is due by the math. Is either you can share it, or you can consider it's like, really, whoever does their chores gets the candy bar, or whoever can come up with the agreement gets the candy bar. Because on the other hand too, that we can also think about is like between other than the game a tag of war is whoever best guesses the trivia question. The trivia question is like for the TV show Sesame Street. It's like in what year more likely did it host did it first air on TV, and more likely most of us will probably think is maybe it was 1978 or maybe 1983. But on the other hand too, that we can also think about is like the way to come up to an agreement or a disagreement is to know that whatever decision is something's got to get done. But other than that, is like for the Big Bird and Big Bird agreement coloring.